Let's take a closer look at the new Jedi Survivor Collector's Edition with the Cal Kestis lightsaber from Limited Run Games. Varykino, living the Star Wars life. Hello there, and welcome back to the Varykino YouTube channel. Today I have an exciting parcel that has just arrived. I've been waiting for this one for a month. This one is one Star Wars game from Limited Run Games. They tend to do sort of classic and popular video games with collectible bundles of all sorts of, memorabilia. This one is for a brand new game, Jedi Survivor. I say brand new, the game did come out a month ago. This one decided to go on some random excursion through Germany before finally arriving to me in New Zealand. It was shipped from the US. I generally expect couriers from the US to arrive in 1 to 2 weeks. This one took a month. I have no idea why, but it has safely arrived. It came in an exterior shipping carton that was covered in custom stickers and all sorts of things in different languages. I have no idea why, but it is safe here. Now, inside the exterior shipping box, we have a plain cardboard box here that I have just opened. I haven't even peeked inside. I'm very, very excited. So let's get our first look at the collectible edition of Jedi Survivor from Limited Run Games. So we have another cardboard insert across the top, keeping that all protected. So let's take that off, and we can see it has Jedi Survivor Collector's Edition with the EA logo. This is pretty cool. Now, I'm not sure how heavy this is, to be honest, to get this out. It's got plastic corners, which that's good. I like that. This is going to be quite a job to get out, so let's see. Okay, looks like I can slide this out, and we'll put that down. There we go. Wow, this is cool. So I haven't ever gotten a game from Limited Run Games before. This is my first experience with the company. So I'm very keen to see what kind of treatment they have given. I'm very glad that they sent out a digital code for the game, because otherwise I would be very impatiently waiting for this to arrive to be able to play the game. So having a look at this, there is this black sleeve over the box. It is plain on this side, and we have a simple barcode and Lucasfilm logo on the back. So I'm going to try to be very careful with this because it doesn't feel that thick. It's cardboard, but I don't want to crease it. So let's slide this off, and we'll get our first look at the interior box. Okay, all the way out. That's a really long box. We'll just pop that sleeve safely off to the side so we can take a look at this. Okay, so we've got this cool sort of weathered crate style here with the Imperial symbol. It's like it's sort of been pinched from the Empire. It's looking beaten. This is really, really cool. Okay, so we can see it's printed on all the sides. I can see printing. We've got sort of latches here on the front. So I am anticipating that this opens here, and we've got a really cool sort of interior shot. So we have a small piece of paper here that mentions the batteries and how to sort of get in and out of the lightsaber, because of course if you saw this one advertised, you'll know that it includes a replica of Cal Kestis' lightsaber. So this is my first time ever seeing this one. It is so cool. I know that his lightsaber is generally quite large compared to others. You can see by the size of my hand, this is quite a long one. This is really cool. I can see that there is a little bit of weathering to this box, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. There is a small rip here at the end, but to be honest, this thing has had quite the journey. I'm happy that the box itself is intact. Sometimes when things take a long time to arrive, the corners get smashed in, and that's really disappointing. I even had one parcel that looks like it had been fully submerged underwater. The cardboard just fell apart when I opened it. That was very, very sad and frustrating. So this one looks amazing. I think that there's like a little possibly a spot to get my finger in. I don't even know how I'm gonna pull on the lightsaber knob part there to get this out. Wow, okay, this is heavy. Wow, okay, whew. This is really nice. So as I said, I haven't got much experience with this company before. They generally do things like, you know, art booklets and pins and trading cards and things like that. I haven't seen them do a full lightsaber before. There are many companies out there, fan companies, that do very, very good lightsabers. You know, you can buy them from Galaxy's Edge and things like that. So I am going to be doing a bit of research to see if there is a known company that made this for them to include in this, because they didn't really mention that in the item listing. There's obviously some safety stickers and things like that. I can see a sticker here. We've got cardboard here, a big lot of stickers here on the emitter. But this thing is heavy. You can really tell the size of it. It's quite a heft to hold in just one hand. So I'm just going to pop this away to one side and just take a quick little look at the rest of the box so that I can pop the box away and we can take a closer look at that lightsaber closer up. So the front of the box has latches. The underside of the box is fairly plain, still got some cool weathering. And this is the back edge. We can see on this edge there is a little bit of a split, but that is the back edge. So when this is sitting on a shelf, that will be more towards the back, because this is the front edge. So at least on our box, this front edge is nice and clean. So you can keep it on a shelf, you could display the lightsaber in front of it. So to be honest, because of the way this is printed, I don't think there is much else in the box. I'm just going to take this insert out, and we can see that we have a certificate of authenticity here inserted. And it says Jedi Survivor Certificate of Authenticity, Limited Collector's Edition, edition number 0249 out of 1500. So that's a pretty small edition size for an item like this. And then it has all of the company logos: Limited Run, Respawn Entertainment, Lucasfilm Games, and Entertainment Arts. And it is plain. It's in a nice little plastic sleeve to keep that nice and protected. There's just a little indent here in the foam, so that fits nicely in there. And then we have a steelbook version of the game there. So because, you know, Limited Run is all about physical copies of the game, we have a physical thing. There isn't a disc in here, but it is just sort of like a collectible version of the game, and you have your code to download it and play it. This is the PC version, so we don't even really need a disc, because games these days are all just downloaded. But it's kind of funny that they give you an empty steelbook, so you can put this on your shelf as a collectible. I really like the steelbook sort of Blu-rays and DVDs that are out there. So, and I still have all my physical copies of video games going all the way back to the original Battlefront, Knights of the Old Republic, and all that kind of stuff. So I do really like having physical copies of it, which is what this company's all about. Okay, so I've changed camera angles so I can take a closer look at this fabulous lightsaber. So as you can tell, it doesn't have a blade, though it does have places for batteries. It mentions here, you know, unscrewing it to replace the batteries. So I did a bit of research, and it basically confirms my suspicion. For light-up lightsabers, there are generally two official manufacturers: Hasbro with their Black Series line, and Disney Parks Galaxy's Edge lightsabers. And it is basically a Galaxy's Edge lightsaber. Fans have confirmed that it does fit the blades made to attach to the legacy hilts that are sold in the parks and sometimes on Shop Disney online. As I do not own any of those lightsabers just yet, I don't have a blade to attach, but I really did want to see confirmation from fans that it was going to fit and work before, you know, investing. I do own a lot of Black Series, so I would have been able to grab one of the blades from one of those if that had been the case. So it looks like I'm going to be adding a legacy blade to my shopping list. There is also discussion about the crystal chamber in the end. Again, I don't have one of those Galaxy's Edge kyber crystals to insert. So that's going to be on my shopping list as well. So unfortunately, I can't sort of demo the blade in it. But to be honest, I knew that I was going to be mostly displaying this. I have a lot of lightsabers, but to be honest, I don't turn them on with the blades much. I do like having hilts displayed. One thing that I will note is that because of the unusual shape and the size of this thing, I kind of wished that there was a base so I could just sort of display it like this, like the old Master Replicas ones where they just kind of had a black and acrylic stand just so you could sort of elevate it, just so it wasn't, you know, just sitting just straight on the bookshelf. I think that possibly would have been a good inclusion for the price. I know people have compared the price of this collector's edition to the hilts that you can get in the park, because they did offer a Cal Kestis lightsaber from the first game where it had the sort of damaged end. It's a bit of a shame for the price point. Obviously, this one did include the game itself, which is going to increase the price. It also came with a couple of digital cosmetic items that you can use in the game that were exclusive to this collector's edition. Sort of some Obi-Wan inspired bits and pieces in there. So you do get a few other things. And the steel book, the box, the collector's edition certificate and stuff like that. So personally, as an international fan, I'm used to things costing a fair bit, especially when I have to freight them internationally. So quibbles about the price aside, I think this is really, really cool. It is super heavy. I like how glossy it is. I'm going to take all these stickers off and sort of polish it up for some photos, because obviously those are a bit big and ugly, and these sort of yellow safety stickers here as well. So I'm a little bit bummed that I can't turn it on, but to be honest, this thing is so heavy, I'm only ever going to sort of get it out and maybe wave it around with a lightsaber blade on once or twice, and before it goes on display. I think it's kind of unusual that they have put, I don't know if you can see in there, the sort of the stamped copyright stuff right in there. It's kind of an obvious place. It's raised, and I can see that quite clearly when looking in. I guess it's mostly hidden when you've got a lightsaber blade in there. It's kind of an odd place to put it, I think. You can just kind of see in there, you can see the text, you can see the emitter in there. Some really cool details. We've got the classic lightsaber knob there for hanging it on a belt, though honestly the weight of this I don't think I would. We can see the hollow segment here, and of course we've got a sort of D-ring here. I'm just impressed with how heavy this is. Like I said, I don't have a Galaxy's Edge hilt to really compare it to in terms of like the detail, the construction and everything like that, but as a fan of video games, this is a really fun collectible. This makes me think of back in the day when I was really into playing KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, and the games like the original Battlefront, Outcast, Jedi Academy. I was wishing so hard that they would make collectibles for video games, and really it's taken a long wait to see this kind of really fun high end. We've got both Funko and Hasbro doing gaming greats, you know, figures and Funko Pop vinyl figures of video game characters, and we're finally getting up to the level of having things like this, you know, for video games, which is just making younger me so very happy. And now I've got this fabulous collector's edition for this brand new game. I've played, you know, a lot of Star Wars video games over the years, but I do have a real soft spot for those sort of first-person shooters, because my very first Star Wars video game was Jedi Outcast, Cal Kestis, and you know, massacring all of those stormtroopers and stuff like that back in the day as a Jedi with a lightsaber. So this just sort of feels like a real sort of full circle moment for me. And of course we've got this fabulous steel bookcase. I still have all the packaging for my original Star Wars video games. This one is for the PC. I don't know if the steel case, basically whether the box is exactly the same for all of them. And sorry, this thing's just going to roll. I'm just going to put it there. Because this thing is empty, I assume that both the PlayStation and the Xbox version of this came with the exact same case. The only thing that differed was basically the download code that you got on the day of the game release. But we've got this cool picture of Cal Kestis and BD1 there on the front. and, you know, some cool landscape imagery there on the back. So if you like physical collectibles like Limited Run, this is a fun collectible if you are a fan of the game, the character, and now I can get back to trying to finish the game. I was kind of hesitant to really get started on it because I was feeling a little bit worried that this had gone awry in the mail. I knew that it had sold out, so I knew that, oh, if mine had gone missing, I might have gotten a refund, but I wouldn't have been able to get a replacement. So I'm so happy that it arrived. It took a month, a little bit disappointed, you know, I've been anxiously seeing everyone else posting pictures of theirs, but it's finally here and it's great. I am gonna have to, I think I really do want to find a display stand for this because I think it's a little bit of a shame that it's just sitting here. I know it's probably designed to be stored in the box and it looks cool. Maybe I'll, like, I don't know, drape some fabric in it to make it look a little real world, because you can see that foam insert there. But, you know, I am a fan of this game and I think that this is a really cool way to celebrate that with a collectible lightsaber limited with a cool box and all this kind of presentation. I think it's really neat. So we'll have more photos up on the blog. Very sorry I can't show it with its blade. That'll be definitely on my to-do list someday, but for now I'm just so excited that it's here. It looks amazing. It arrived safely. The box did have that very small damage in the corner, but I think that came from the factory because, as you saw when I was unpacking it, the box did have plastic edge protectors. So I know that it wouldn't have gotten, you know, that those did their job. The corners of the box aren't smushed in from a long journey in the post, so there's just a small little sort of rip there on the corner that probably came from the factory, but it's on the back edge. It's not too much of a bother. I like the fact that the lightsaber looks amazing, and I'm going to put this on display, and maybe someday we'll have things like this from some of the other Star Wars video games. I know that Limited Run has done things for like Knights of the Old Republic, and those have not come out yet. I'm still sort of anxiously awaiting to see what those might look like, because I am a big fan of that game and that series. So thank you so much for watching. This was a long wait. So happy it's here. I'm really happy with it. It looks amazing. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more Star Wars unboxings and more Star Wars adventures, do check out other videos. Catch you in the next one, and as always, may the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.